Ladies and gentlemen, roasties of all ages over 18, of course. Welcome to Let It Ride. We're back. I stuffed this up last week. I think I said round 17 when it was round 18, but we're up to...
How embarrassing.
Yeah, it was very embarrassing. But we're up to round 19, getting now into the business end of the season with Origin done and dusted. So
the business.
It's business time, as the great... what are the Concords?
Flight of the Concords.
Flight of the Concords, say?
Leave your socks on, Roasty.
100%.
Business time.
And the guy next to me is, as always, the handsome one, Hammy G. How are you, my friend?
I'm good, Roasty. I got my socks on, ready for some business time. Just having a look down the line here. Not only have you got your socks on, you got a bit of fresh YKTR drip on there as well, Roasty.
Look at it. For the listeners, just wearing a nice, I don't know what you'd call it, like purple or some sort of fancy colour hoodie.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, thanks.
Lilac.
Shout out to the YKTR boys hooking me up with some
must be
fresh,
nice, mate.
Fresh
Must
winter
be very
kit.
nice.
Oh, moving on up in the world, Hammy.
Yeah, well, and if anyone from Nudie Jeans is watching, and I've gone and got this one off my own back, but if you want to throw me a bit of fresh drip as well, let's talk.
Nudie Jeans. There we go.
I do like it, but I'm not sure if anyone from head office there in Sweden will be listening, but we'll wait and see. But YKTL, I'm a big fan of your stuff. I got a couple of shirts as well myself, so my DMs are open, and I'm a medium, so flick them over.
A few subtle hints there, so hopefully they.
It was pretty subtle, wasn't it, Roasty?
It was very subtle. Like, I can't imagine why they wouldn't send you some stuff now. So,
yeah, neither.
But no, mate, great to listen to your voice again. Get into some tips.
Yes,
for the viewers. I think we did all right last week, so ready to rip in and give some more this week.
Absolutely, Roasty. I was actually going to ask you. As well off the back of last week, and speaking of YKTR, because I noticed you were sitting next to Lukey from YKTR at Origin. How was Origin? You're up there for the game, for the crossbar challenge. How'd you go?
Mate, so yeah, Origin. How about, so Lukey sent me a message, said, I might have posted something saying I was going. He's like, you're heading up to the Origin. I was like, yeah, going to you up there. And he said, yeah, I'm just going up there sort of personally, not for work or anything like that, which was cool. I said, look, when you know people are going, you chances of meeting up at a big event, very slim. Said, look, mate,
yes.
might see you at the Caxton afterwards if we get in, have a beer, whatever. Chances of catching up at the ground are very slim.
Yeah,
it's that walk into the ground, and our seats, I walk in and go to take my seat. He's sitting in the very next seat. Like there wasn't a row between us. There wasn't a seat. I was number 17. He was number 18. We were sitting right next to each other. So I was like, I was meant to be. So we enjoyed a couple of beers and enjoyed the atmosphere. I won't say I did enjoy the game, but I didn't enjoy the result, I will say. I did not enjoy the result.
Stuck in, Roasty.
Yeah. But hey, we said Queensland, smashed the plus 8.5.
We did say that.
And 1 to 12. So I thought the bookies had it wrong. Even head to head 3.30. You were laughing with Queensland. So
yeah.
But Origin as a whole, it was amazing. That was my first ever Origin. And what a game to be at. The atmosphere was electric. And afterwards, like at the Caxton, enjoying that, everyone was so nice. Actually had some fans of the show come up and say g'day, which was
very nice.
Very new for me. I'm not used to this. Like I don't I only just started sort of putting my face, out there a fair bit. So it's actually really, really nice to know that there are people out there listening and enjoying the content and actually coming up and saying g'day. So if you know I'm somewhere, I know you get it a fair bit when you go out and it's a bit, tough and things like that. You don't know what's sort of going to happen, but it's
mainly just people. I know what to expect. It's mainly just people yelling Bowler's name at me. So I sort of brace myself for that. But yes, no, good race. It's good that the podcast is getting the love that it deserves. Well, we've been backing people into winners all year, so fair enough, really. But good to see that they were getting around you up at the Caxton. One
of the funniest things was it was like, I don't know, well past midnight at the Caxton. I'm standing next to Shawnee Omerod, Sean the Trader from Get Him On Side, and this really nice young guy comes up to me and he goes, "Man, I love your show. I love Let It Ride. I listen to it every week. I love it because you always back the cow, or you get behind the Cowboys And he turns to Sean and he goes, but you, Sean, you never like him. You never get into him. That's why I hate you. And I'm just like, holy shit. he's here copping it right in front of me. And I'm like, oh. But no, it was good. It was good to meet up and talk to a few fans and enjoy the night. It was a great thing. Crossbar challenge, even better. I got to sit next to UFC featherweight champion Alex Volkanovski and famous third man in Sam Thaiday and commentate some guys. We were there. For everyone listening, if you didn't know what the crossbar challenge was, Sportsbet set up this 4-hour event where kick a 40-meter field goal, and if it hits the crossbar, you get a share in $50,000. And we happened to be commentating after about, I think it was 45, 50 minutes, the very first one that hit.
Yes.
I was on there with Volk and Sam, and Wanless had only just turned up. Wanless, great fella. He's only just turned up.
Late.
Yeah, he runs in, starts tackling the bloke, trying to get him to celebrate. It was hilarious. But funny thing was, this guy hit it, so he's automatically in for a share of $50,000, right? Now, if no one else hits it, he wins $50,000. So he's sitting there basically he's thinking $50,000. Less than 5 minutes later, someone else hits it. So he's gone from $50,000 down to $25,000 in less than 5 minutes. So I'm like, how would you feel? Like, I was trying to talk to him, and he's caught up in the emotion. But you're sitting there basically, I'm on $50,000, and someone else just hit it. Do you think that you've lost $25,000 or that you've still won $25,000?
Oh yeah, it's a tough one, isn't it?
You know what I mean?
You're probably sitting there definitely hoping no one else gets it. But you went there with nothing, so you might as well take whatever you get. I suppose.
Yeah, there was end up being.
What did you walk away with in the end?
Yeah, 11 guys hit it, so about $4,500 each.
Yeah, not bad for an afternoon's work, really.
Kicking a crossbar, And this guy, the first guy that hit it, he did it for after 50 minutes, so he'd probably had about 10 kicks, 10, 11 kicks.
Yep.
And then his day's over. Like, you don't worry about kicking again because you're not going to get another
$450 a kick. It's not bad.
Not bad work for what else are you going to do on a Wednesday? What are you going to do? Go to work? No, thanks.
Yeah. Yeah, next.
Yeah. But no, it was good. Paddy Garshagan, his last event as a sports bet guy. So it's great to catch up with the great man.
That was like a Johnny Farnham farewell tour, that bloke's farewell. We had about 6 different events.
Went for about 7 days, didn't it? It was
7 days of morning. Still going.
Yeah.
Still going, I believe. So good luck to him.
Shout out to the big fella. Can't wait to head over to England and catch up with him, which is probably the only time I do it. But yeah, no. So yeah, the last week, absolutely fantastic. So thanks for the help there and getting me up there, Hemi. Appreciate it.
No, I live to give, Roasty. No dramas. I'm glad you're able to get there. But
let's get into some footy, mate.
Let's do it.
We have got some cracking games this week in round 19, so I can't wait to get in. Kicking off on Thursday night, we've got Eels v Broncos. Eels -3.5, over 42.5. You might just have to double check that if you can, Hemi, just to make sure I'm on the
over 40.5.
Over 40.5, is it? Did it up just before the teams were announced, so. But still 3.5 there. Some Origin stars back for Brisbane. They've got Payne Haas back and Kurt Catewell and a few others. Cobbo, he's going to miss out. Turpin's been named at hooker, I think, with the Billy Walters out with injury. And we talked last week about the Eels and massive lines. Last 2 weeks, they were 15.5 against the Warriors, 11.5 against the Tigers. Couldn't make those up. It's 3.5 now, and this seems like a game that they're just going to absolutely smash it over. 5 straight for the Eels against the Broncos. 4 out of the last 5 games, the Eels have actually... I'll get onto that in a little bit, but what are you thinking with this one, mate?
Well, this is a cracking Thursday night game is my first thought, Roasty. Very excited for this one indeed. I know the Eels are $1.60 favourites. The Eels, the Broncos, $2.35,
Yep.
I believe. I actually think, whoever wins this moves into the top 4. It's a big game. I'm probably leaning slightly the way of the Broncos. In this one, I know you just touched on there, Parramatta playing pretty good footy. They've only lived across the line, though, against teams like the Warriors and the Tigers. Got done by the Rabbitohs. I just feel like the Broncos are a little bit of a cut above that. So I think there's a bit of value there for the Broncos head-to-head. 8 of Parramatta's last 9 have gone the overs, I noticed, Roasty. So I'm thinking the overs maybe in this one.
Yep.
And I think Gutho, he gets up and about against the Bronx, Roasty. He's scored in his last 4 games against the Brisbane Broncos. He's $2.20 to get one in this game. So those are the sort of areas that I'm looking for the Thursday night footy.
He scored a few in his this year as well, the last few games. So.
And he loves it. He loves a celebration, Roasty, for Try July.
He needs to get one for Try July. Yes, he does. Needs to get in. Mike Acevo, he is another guy who absolutely loves playing against the Broncos. 7 games he's played against them, and he's scored in 8 games he's played. No. I'm going to get this right. I stuff it up almost everywhere. He's played 7 games. 6 of those 7 he scored a try in. And he scored 9 tries in total against them in those 7 games. So, and it's at CommBank Stadium. He absolutely loves CommBank Stadium. He's scored I think it's 30 tries out of 31 games or something. So, I think it's really cooking up for I want to hammer the Eels -3.5. I think they win here and win big. And I like Sevo for a double. I think it's going to be a one way for the Eels. One thing I did find out is 4 out of the last 5 games, the Eels have let in the last try. So if you want some value here, the Broncos at $2.07 to do that, will get to score the last try, is good value. So I think the Eels come out, put a bit of a score on, and maybe even let it up like they have in the last few games, and the Broncos come away with a try. So keep an eye out for that. $2.07 worth putting in a multi, but I love the Eels -3.5. Sevo to score a double.
Sevo double gets you 560, Roasty, which we like.
Yes, I do. Very good. CommBank loves Broncos. It's just cooking for a Sevo double for me.
Absolutely.
Friday 6:00 game. I'm glad this is at Friday 6:00. Dragons beat Manly. -3.5 for Manly. Over 42.5. Pretty much do or die for the Dragons here because they will face in the next 2 weeks Cowboys and Sharks. So a loss here will make it very hard for them to make a finals run. Same sort of for Manly. They're currently in the 8, but will drop out with a loss. So a lot on the line for both teams. Dragons started out really good on the weekend against the Roosters, but let in 40 points, 7 tries, I think it was, against the Roosters. So, what are you thinking here, Hem?
Yeah, one of those 4-point games. You touched on that, Roasty. I think, Dragons got spanked last week. Manly had a good win last week. I'm leaning Manly here. I think Manly is the play. I noticed that this could be our try-bet game this week.
Yep.
5 of the Dragons' last 6 home games decided by 6 points or less. So this one to be 6 or less either side. That'll get you $2.70. But outside of that, I'm going Ruben Garrick anytime. I think the fullback last week, James Tedesco last week, he scored 2 tries. There was 2 tries to the 5'8", as well. Joey Manu for the Roosters. But I think the fullback for Manly here, Ruben Garrick at $2 anytime was the try scorer I was looking at.
Nice.
And Manly to win. Yeah,
well, look, Garrick's been in some great form. He has scored a bunch of tries in his time at fullback there, filling in great for old Turbo. Saab, he scored 2 doubles in his last 2 as well. He comes up against his old team. He's played, I think, twice against them, hasn't scored. It feels like another game that Manly should win and win well, but I thought I was on the fence, but, I think that's just my heart talking. There's a lot of drama at the club at the moment with the Dragons. Players are getting frustrated. Coaches, they're talking about the coach being sacked, all that sort of stuff. So we're going through some shit. So I hope we see, just for my sake, I hope we see the side that came out against the Rabbitohs a few weeks ago and just absolutely piled on in the first half. But it pains me to say I just don't think we're going to see that. Manly -3.5. I think that line's a little bit too short for them. I did like Moses Sully, but he's out injured. I don't know if he'll be back either by the end of the year. So, unfortunately for that, Moses Mbai fills in. So Moses for Moses. But yeah, I like Garrick as well. Saab, I think he scores. They're my 2 try scorers in this one. But yeah, Manly with the retro kit, another reason to back them.
Absolutely. Are they got a collar?
Yeah, they have a blue collar. It's a throwback to their
blue collar.
Yeah, blue collar. Unlike Manly.
Yeah.
They a throwback to the '96 grand final that Manly beat the Dragons. So it'd be interesting to see. Like, always like these ones where they throw back to those games, what the score was, and have a look at see if they can replicate the score. But I'm very confident in this statement. Teams with retro kits win more than they lose. Take that to the bank. That is a guaranteed winning statement. So, but yeah, I just don't like backing against the team in the retro kit. So enjoy that one. I think Manly take it out -3.5. Unfortunately for the Dragons.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm putting it down solely to the retro kit. I think they had him covered before that, but can't question your thinking there.
No, it's solely for the retro kit, not because they're a better team. But moving on, Friday night. Afterwards, Knights v Roosters. Roosters -8.5 over 43.5. Good there. I think the Knights, they had a chance last week. I thought they had a chance when they were up 14. It was 14-12. I think early in the second half, but then they let in 5 tries in the last 30 minutes, which is a little bit worrying, especially coming up against this Roosters side who scored 7 tries in the second half. Against the Dragons. They're led by Manu there in the number 6 jersey. He moves back to centre with Kiri coming back. And the Knights, they have looked, not great. They're 3 wins from their last 17 against the Roosters. They are home on a Friday night on TV, but I don't think that helps them enough. I don't think I'm going to risk it here with them. What are you thinking, Hemi?
Nah, I'm staying right away from that. They, after starting the season so well, they've done very little since. The Chooks, they've got to keep winning. So they're outside the 8 at the moment. They had a great win last week against your mob. They won 13+. Manly beat the Knights 13+. I think the play here is Chooks 13+ again at $2.12 at the moment.
Yep.
Tedesco, double last week after Origin. Big statement performance. I think he gets another try in this one as well. So $2 for him to score at any stage as well. But I think, the Chooks were saying earlier this week, that they've copped probably haven't gone as well as they would have liked this season, but they're still confident they can actually make the top 4. So if they're going to do that, they've got to win this and win it pretty well. So happy to follow them in.
100%. I think they cover the 8.5 here pretty well. Sammy Walker, he has scored 3 tries in his last 4 games, and Justice Sawali's a perfect 10 from his last 10. So I like these 2 guys for my double. Like, they're not going to score 2 tries each. I just think both Walker and Sawali. I think Tupu. Oh no, Dom Young might be out actually. I might have to double check that. I thought he was in. I thought him coming up against Tupu would be an interesting battle, but I'm backing Sawali to get over. Probably, I think individually, I think you get a double. But I like Sam Walker and Sawali. That'll boost my odds, along with Roosters -8.5. So I think they get the job done pretty easily there.
Love that.
Saturday, mate. Raiders v Warriors. Raiders -11.5 over 41.5. Now, I believe the Raiders are set to announce an extension for Coach Ricky Stewart. That's the rumours at the moment. This game, however, I must say about the Raiders Warriors, I've said it again, but I'll announce it here: danger, danger, danger.
Yeah, agree. To be honest,
is that an AFL caller? I think he might have said danger about Dangerfield. Maybe, who knows? Mixing streams here.
BT
but,
sounds like BT.
Yeah, the last 5 games, the Raiders they've beaten the Roosters, Storm, yet they've lost to the Dragons, and they just steal a win from the Knights. These games are always so unpredictable. The Warriors won this game earlier this year. They split the series last year. I think if you remember, the Warriors in the first game they were down 25-6, come back to win 34-31. These last 10 games have been split 5-5, 5 wins each, and I guarantee a majority of them the underdog has won. So my tip here is just stay away. Hemi, give us something. Have you got anything?
Yeah, look, I think I've written a very similar note here. This would be classic Durs to lose this game the week after going down to Melbourne and beating the Storm.
Yeah.
Classic Raiders. A game they're expected to win. New Zealand, they've lost their last 8 games over here in Australia. They'll be back over here. I just wonder whether the Raiders, their last 6 games, whether they won or lost, they've been settled between a margin of 1 to 12 points. I reckon they're good enough to win, but not by heaps. I think Raiders 1-12 is where I'm looking. $3.40 you're getting for that. I think they are good enough to do it, although I'm a bit wary. I'm a bit wary on them, just like you, Roasty, but 1-12 would be my play there.
Yep.
And Jack White, and I think at $2.35 against some of those unpredictable teams, it'd be like the Warriors. I like a nice, I think I've said this a few times, a ball running number 6. I think they're always a bit of a shout for a try.
Yep.
He ticks that box. So Durs 1-12, White in any time. That's what I'm thinking in this game. Go Durs.
I'm like I said, I just don't know who to pick here. So this is the one I'm throwing my try bet at. I'm going to take either team under 10 points due to the fact just the unpredictability of this one. I'm not confident in picking one team to win, so I will just take either team under 10 and just sit back and enjoy the ride because I think it'll be a wild one. You're getting some value for Reece Walsh, who comes off the bench this week. He's been benched. Paying $3.90. I just think him coming on, what position he's going to play with, he's just going to roam around. I think that's a very dangerous prospect. Coming up against some of those tired forwards, in the middle of the park. So $3.90, Reece Walsh is a pretty good bet for me. But yeah, I'll take either team under 10. I think it's only around $2, but that'd be my tip. Just sit back and enjoy this one. Yeah,
I don't mind that, Roasty. I think you're onto something there.
5:30 game, Panthers v Sharks. Panthers minus 11.5, over 41.5. Now, this is going to be a cracker. Top 4 clash. Sharks looking to build on some solid wins over the Storm Cowboys. Now, I said when they beat the Storm, yes, they had players out, but you're still beating the Storm. It's a big thing. They beat the Cowboys. There were a few players out, but I think this is their real test. I think, coming up against the top team, a full-strength Panthers side who are going to look to start making their run for the finals, they're going to be fired up. You're going to have players like Nathan Cleary, Stephen Crichton, Jerome Luai coming back from Origin, that loss, want to really take it out on someone. Unfortunately, it could be the Sharks here, but what do you think of here, mate?
Yeah, I think definitely Panthers head-to-head. Bit short of the $1.25, but could be one to throw in a multi there. You mentioned a lot of ins, a lot of big ins as well, Roasty. I agree with you. I think they're going to be pretty fired up and hungry to put in a good performance. Panthers 13+ could be worth a look here. They've been winning a lot of games 13+ this year. That'll get you about $2. But I don't know if I'm that confident that they, I'm not 100% sold on that. I still think I'd probably just take him head-to-head. If you're looking maybe to back one against the Tide to boost out the same game multi, I was looking at Jesse Ramian. 2 tries last week, couple of try celebrations, $3.50 to get one in this game. So, I just thought that might be a nice way to kind of sex up that same gamer. Outside of that, Taylor May, I really like Taylor May to score one as well, but he's pretty short at about $1.70. So that's where my head's at sort of on this one. Panthers to win and probably, those 2 blokes to score.
I had the same, like with Jesse Ramey, he scored 5 tries in the last 2 games. So he scored a hat-trick 2 weeks ago. And like you said, 2 tries last week. So very interesting battle. Him up against Isaac Tungo, who's also scored 3 tries in his last 4 games. So, either one of those, I think that's going to be a really interesting battle that, not many people are sort of talking about. So, interesting to see how that goes. I've got both of them to score. I think both of them can score a try. I'd love to chuck both of them in a multi. But yeah, I'm with you. I think the Panthers sort of cover the 11.5. 13+ is probably better at $2. I sort of feel like this game's wasted at 5:30 on a Saturday afternoon. I don't care when sort of footy's played, but you want more eyes on the best sort of product, and this is probably game of the week. It could be the game of these last sort of or these next few weeks really. But yeah, Tungo and Ramian both to go over, and Panthers to cover. Or I'm going to jump on your bet at 13+. I think they get it done pretty well.
Should be a cracker.
Very excited for that one. And tell you what, I'm pretty excited for the next one as well. Rabbits Storm, another I would say top 6 clash. I think Storm have dropped down 4th and Rabbits are around there 5th or 6th.
Yep.
Storm slight favourites here, minus 2.5, over 40.5. Now, Storm 3 losses in a row, facing the prospect of 4 in a row against a red hot Rabbits side. Latrell Mitchell last week, Hemi, wow. He was on fire.
Yes, and he's a bloke who loves playing the Storm. Lots of big moments, iconic moments, whether it's for the Chooks or for the Rabbitohs against the Storm. So I actually penciled him in as a try scorer here, Roasty, at $2.35. I think Souths are a big, big show, just based on the way the Storm are tracking, the way that the Rabbitohs are going as well. Got to be said, the Storm have got a good record against the Bunnies. They won their last 5 against them. The last one earlier this year was that 1-point thriller. But I have a feeling it might be 4 in a row losses for the Storm. Pappenhausen out again is big. How gut-wrenching was that on the weekend? Felt so sorry for. Very similar in so many ways to Turbo. Just such a gun, but, so unlucky with injuries. So that's a big out. Nick Meaney goes back to fullback. And they need him at the moment. They will really miss him. So I think the Rabbitohs at $2.10 there are a little bit of value.
100%. I am with you with the Rabbits here getting the upset. Even last week they were missing Murray and Cook. They return, and Pappenhausen out, it's just horrible. But unfortunate for them that he won't be there for the rest of the season. So I think unprecedented times for Storm. I think they go 4 in a row, 4 losses in a row. I think they've got Tyron Wishart on the Sting. Look, great name, great Dragons legend, but I feel for him this week in a position he's not comfortable with, coming up against, Trell's going to be out there playing that side. You've got the left side with Cody Walker and Alex Johnson. So I'm with you. I like Rabbitohs head to head. AJ and Latrell to both score as well for me. Got to give a shout out. Like, I know you got Try July going, but Alex Johnson with his try celebration last week, the knighting of Sir Alex, definitely one he's sat and prepared in the lead up. So which even as a fan, you're loving seeing all these celebrations. So well done. Shout out to Alex Johnson for that one. It was brilliant. Probably one of the highlights of the week, if not all of Try July so far.
Agree.
But I don't know if I said it, Rabbitohs head-to-head. AJ and Latrell both to score for me. I think it's not one-sided. Melbourne are definitely going to put up a fight. But I just, unprecedented. I don't think, what was it, 7 years ago, they lost 3 in a row, and I think that was the same time they lost 4 in a row. So, crazy.
It is remarkable.
Sunday footy, mate. First game, Dogs v Titans. Now, Dogs favourites, which is crazy. Minus 4.5. Over 40.5. But I'll let you sound like you want to lead this one off. I'll let you go.
Well, as a Tigers fan, I've got 2 words here. Go Dogs. This has got big repercussions for the wooden spoon, this one. If the Dogs win and win well, it's going to knock the Titans back down to 16th and get my boys off the bottom. I think Dogs cover the line here, 4.5. I think they're easily a better team than the Titans at the moment. And I think the Fox definitely gets one at $1.68.
He's coming in with a little bit of an injury. Is he? He's cleared, and they gave him, I think he's suffering some back and gluteus maximus, or aka the bum. He's suffering, but he's clear to play. So I'm with you. I think he does, but just keep that in mind, punters.
Okay, bear it in mind. But I still think even on one leg, the Foxes could capable of 2 against the Titans. I reckon $4.25 you're getting there. So go Dogs to cover, Fox to get at least 1, maybe 2.
You're saying this more just because you don't want the Tigers on the bottom, yeah?
Yes, but also no. Even let's zoom out. Let's say that wasn't the case. I think the Dogs are a better team than the 100%. Titans at the moment.
And it's funny, like, they're not flying under the radar. Everyone's sort of being, the Dogs are starting to build up. They're starting to build up. And if you look back over the last 7 games, they've averaged 24 points.
Yeah,
which is crazy. Exciting. It's exciting. They're playing some exciting football. And I think against the Rabbits last week, they were strong. And they come up against the Titans, who have been absolutely, and I say this respectfully, dog shit.
Very respectful.
Yeah, I think this is Dogs minus 4.5 is, along with, I think, like, I'm on the Eels minus 3.5. This could be better the week. Dogs minus 4.5. I know in this period, like the last 7 games, they've been scoring points. They've only had 2 wins. But they have played like Panthers, Sharks, Rabbits, Eels in that span, and so to put points on them is a great effort. So last win for the Titans, I think, was in the middle of May. and they've conceded over 25 points on average over the last 7 games. So this is just building for a dog's route, in my opinion. Titans did look all right in patches on the weekend, came up against the Broncos, the outfit minus a few players, but Tino gets a start. Clark, who was really good last week, he gets benched. But yeah, look, I think dogs definitely cover the 4.5. I'm going to probably have even a dabble at 13 plus. I think they probably win a bit big here. You talked about a running half, and you like them, big ball runner, Matty Burton.
Great shout.
Last week, Ezra Mam, he ran for over 140 metres against the Titans. A few weeks before that, both halves in Moylan and Hines ran over 100 metres against the Titans. So I think Big Burton loves to run, loves a big bomb even more, but I think he runs a bit here and I think he finds the line. So I haven't even looked at his price. I just I like that.
He's $3 is $2.95.
$2.95 and Bulldogs 13 plus at $3.05. Look, you're probably getting some really good odds just for those two in a multi. But yeah, even by themselves,
$5.50, and if you want to throw the Fox in, $7.50.
Bang, pretty good multi. But yeah, either one of any of those just by themselves as well is pretty good value. So, yeah, keep an eye out for Burton punters. That's my tip this week. And rounding out the round. Cowboys v Tigers. Now, Cowboys minus 19.5, over 43.5. As a Tigers fan, Hemi, probably not the best game to wait around all weekend for.
No, I'd like to think we're better than 19.5, but I don't know. I'm not filled with confidence. I think probably Cowboys 13 plus. I don't like being so negative, but I think that's probably the bet. Having a look around the teams here, Luciano Leilua against us, it would just sum up the season for him to score a try against us at $4.50. So
yes,
there's probably one to look at. And I'm pretty sure it's James Tarmo's 300th. Is that right?
Really?
I'm pretty sure that's this weekend. And if that's the case, you got to have a little Stewie diver on him anytime at $15, haven't you?
Especially if it depends on what jersey he's playing in. But if he's playing in Alex Tiles' jersey, that'd be even more horrific. But yeah, look at anyone in their milestone game you got to look at, even a little Stewie diver, like you said.
That's what I mean. And he has scored a try or two this season. So, it will be this weekend. So, there you go. $15 anytime for Big James Tarmow.
Yeah,
against his old club as well.
True. Yep, won a premiership with them back in 2015. Yeah, look, I'm the same. I think Cowboys 13 plus. I'm not a fan of these big lines around the 20 point mark. It just scares. I don't care who it is. It just scares me. I think teams look at that. Look,
they take the foot off the gas. They bench blokes.
They do. Yep. So not good. And the Tigers, against the Eels, they were minus 11.5. They covered that. So yeah, look, 9.5. I think Cowboys win pretty well, but 13 plus is probably good enough for me. I have to ask you about Jackson Hastings. Is he one of the most versatile footballers, regardless of how they're going? He's just so versatile. He shouldn't be playing lock. He should be playing in the halves. But he goes to lock, still gets the job done. I pointed out on the roast page earlier this year how many times he touched the ball early in the year when he was put in the halves. It was like 90-plus touches, consecutive weeks. He goes to lock. Now, I just want to put this in perspective. So, Dale Finucane at lock last week, he touched the ball 18 times. Jason Taumalolo last week at lock, touched the ball 18 times. Jackson Hastings last week at lock touched the ball 66 times.
Oh.
So it's like more than 3 times the average
ball
lock,
magnet,
right? Or not the average lock, a lock that touches the ball a fair bit. The one kick he has, they score a try off it. So he's just like why he's at lock and not in the halves is just perplexing. But
agree.
Yeah, look, I'll jump off that now. But I'm sticking with Cowboys 13 plus. I think Nenai back as well. I'm going to take him to score. He served us very well.
Agree.
I think he comes back, scores a try. Taulagi, he served us well as well. I'm going to take him to score a double. And I don't mind your bet.
Be gentle with us, please.
Yeah, I don't mind your bet of Leilua scoring against his old team as well. I think it's definitely a shout. But
I'm going to try and price it up as we go here. Who was the double again? That was going to go to Tuilagi.
Taulagi, yeah. So they've done well. Like I said, they've served us well, and they've scored a fair few tries this year.
33-25, that'll get you.
So what's that? Cowboys 13 plus, Nenai and Taulagi 2 tries.
I haven't even put the 13 plus in yet. 34-75.
Oh, it doesn't really boost it up that much. You're almost better leaving it out, if it's not going to do anything to do that much to it.
Imagine if everything else clicked and like a late junk try, quarterback under 13.
Mate,
you'd be spewing.
I would be very, spewing. But that's going to wrap up our games for this week. Very looking forward to this round. It is exciting. We're not, like we said, we're on the business end. But we have a new little segment.
Love this.
Instead of we're not ditching our trifecta. We'll bring it back. We may even do that as well on another one. But we're giving that up this week and we're calling this the Zinger Box Multi. Now, the staple of any Reggie's footballer, the breakfast of champions for a lot of hungover people is the old Zinger Box. You get the burger, a couple of wicked wings, potato and gravy, bread roll, chips, drink, laughing. What you have is the burger and you have the 3 wicked wings. So we thought, you want a burger, the big forward, right? A forward.
Yep.
And the 3 wicked wings, 3 wingers. So let's pick a forward, 3 wingers, the Zinger Box Multi.
It's just what it is marketing genius, Roasty. Hats off to you.
Shout out to KFC. If you want to jump on board, we will take anything that you want to throw at us.
Couple of refresher towels.
Yeah, a couple of refresher towels, a couple of extra large chips. Who knows?
Crusher.
The old crushers. Yeah. Well, hey, no, they're banned. You got to get on a report for a crusher tackle these days.
4 to 6 weeks these days.
But no, shout out to them. If they can jump on board, we will take your maybe
money.
Even just give the fans.
Shut up and take my money.
Maybe we give some fans some Zinger Box. If they jump on board and win, then we'll shout out some Zinger Boxes. But we'll work out something. But mate, I want to know who's in your Zinger Box Multi this week.
I'm glad you're letting me go first because we talked about this before we started, and we thought that there could be a good chance we'd have the same. So thank you for letting me go first.
Yep.
I'm going with the following: Mike Acevo. I think he gets a try. We're 1 from 1, aren't we?
1 for 1. Yep.
Yep. Then I'm going Alex Johnston. We're 2 from 2.
2 from 2.
Yep. Then I'm going. Well, this might change because you're worried about the injury. I'm going the Fox for 1.
No, I haven't got that.
Beautiful. And then I've got Jeremiah Nanai, which you probably got as well.
No, I haven't.
Burger.
No, he was.
Oh, nice.
He was very close, but I haven't taken him.
That will bag us $13.70, which is not bad going.
I think is the price of a regular Zinger Box too in some places. So
do I have to draw you a diagram, people?
100%.
Because I've just done it in multi-form. So.
Mine. So Sevo and Johnson in there. I've gone Jason Saab. I think he gets over. And my forward is Olakawato for Manly.
Love it. Well, he's been so good to us.
Couple there from Manly. So I need to. I haven't actually priced this up, so I'm going to do this right now. But so what do you think of the Zinger Box Multi, Hemi?
I think it's I think it's genius. It's finger licking good. Insert any KFC pun you want. It's got it all, Roasty. So very well done to you. So you backed a couple of Manly try scorers there against your own team, which is interesting. To just maybe mitigate against a bit of pain there against Manly.
Well, I think if I'm going to lose, I want to win, if that makes sense.
Yep.
I think we're in for a little bit of a hiding. So if that's the case, then I'm going to try and win some money off it.
Yeah.
What have we got here? So my 4-leg multi, Mike Acevo, $1.93, Jason Saab, $1.90, Olakawatu as the big burger, $2.95, and Alex Johnson, $1.72, gets me $15.76.
Well, you've pipped me there. Well, they're both at a decent price. It's almost like you've added a what have you added into your Zinger Box there? Probably an extra wicked wing or something. That's bumped it up to $15. A
little bit of potato and gravy.
Yeah, a bit of potato and gravy. Well, let's see how we go. Hopefully we're 2 from 2 to start with.
Yep.
And we can get around each other to finish off. Rosie, well done. Thank you for that. Always good. And great to do it on a Tuesday evening as well. As soon as those teams get out.
Can enjoy a beer while we're doing it.
Oh. Absolutely. You got the old bolter there. G'day,
shout out to
Mick Fanning.
Shout out to any beer companies that want to jump on board and sponsor us. I suppose probably beer and punting, probably not the best combo. But
legally, I don't know if it can happen. Yeah.
No, but anyway. Mate, enjoy your weekend of punting. You got anything special on this weekend?
This weekend, what is going on? Yes, actually going to a little bit of Aussie rules on actually going to a couple of games across the weekend. There's a Friday night game, Richmond versus Freo, but I'm sitting in one of these awesome little sports bet seats where they've got a TV down the bottom so you can whack the league on down there as well.
I've seen that. And it looks good.
Yeah, I haven't been yet, so looking forward to that. And then Sunday, a bit of a family outing with Mon's family. We're heading to the Pies game. Pies got the Bombers, so and then I'll probably watch the Tigers get hammered as well at some stage. I've been sticking with the boys, even though they've been a little bit how you going, but I'll find time to sort of watch them as well, and hopefully squeeze a bit of footy. And what do you got happening,
mate? Boring weekend for me. I'll be sitting back watching just a little bit of football. We're getting the house clattered at the moment. So it's probably a good thing we did it on Tuesday night because there was a lot of noise early of the morning. So no one has to put up with that. But no, I'll be just chilling out with the kids, mucking around with them, watching a bit of footy. I think I'm heading down your way next week. So we might be in person doing a podcast next week, hopefully. Talk about that later. But yeah.
Yep.
No, pretty quiet weekend, mate. Just enjoy the footy.
Beautiful.
Hopefully win some coin.
Well, that'll be nice coming down with a big pocket full of cash so you can shout me a Zinger box or something
Zinger
like
box, 100%. For all the punters, thanks for listening. As always, gamble responsibly. Enjoy your football. That's the most important thing. Just sit back and enjoy it. Hammy, good luck on the punt. Punters, good luck out there. Let us know your winners.
Thanks, Rosie.
Give us a rating. Let us know. And talk to you again next week. Cheers, champions.
See you, Rosie. Bye.